Hi, it's Dwyer, gamblersadvisory.com, dwyervip.com. Remember, the opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this video to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online. One of the great things, it's a blessing, of being online is the information that I receive from the YouTube community. It's come to my attention, thanks to comments left here online to the videos, that Jeff Horn, the welterweight who's about to fight Ali Funeka, had to lose a lot of weight to make weight, right? Depending on the reports, he had to lose, let's just say more than 5 pounds in a short period of time to make weight. That's big news. In my opinion, that makes the suggested hedge of Funeka to win. Funeka's a 6-1 underdog, huge underdog, hedged with Horn by KO, that much more valuable. Because Horn's fight style, in my opinion, is an ambush fight style. He's going to be moving around the ring. Right? Ambush guys need to be able to move from here to there, do so suddenly, surprise you, and then back out. Right? Jeff Horn, a lot of the time, uses his legs for defense. Now, if he's not in tip-top shape, if he's a guy who is yo-yoing his weight, I'm just telling you, nothing impacts your stamina more, nothing, than yo-yoing in weight. So I believe Horn is gonna have problems if the fight becomes too physically demanding. Understand, he knows his level of fitness. So I think this is gonna force him to fight at an accelerated pace. He's only going to be fresh a certain number of rounds. So in my opinion, he's going to have to step on the gas more than he'd have to if he made weight comfortably. If he wasn't in danger at one point of missing weight. I think that makes the hedge more viable. Right? Either he leaves it in the hands of the judges against a guy who is in better shape than him, who, quite frankly, is probably skill-wise the best boxer he's faced. Right? Randall Bailey, huge puncher, but stationary, no foot speed. Had fights like his fight against Devin Alexander where he lost every round practically. Right? Ali Funeka is different. Right? Funeka is going to be slick in the ring. It's going to be a bad visual. He is 4 inches taller than Jeff Horn. Right? Funeka isn't an ambush fighter. If he backs you up and starts going to work, he's not going to take his foot off the gas. He's not going to then suddenly back away. Funeka also, rather than use his legs for defense, swivels his upper body and block shots with his hand. So he's going to be up in Horn's face if Horn starts to lose mobility due to a lack of conditioning. Right? So, I know it's crazy here to be talking about 6-1 underdogs. Okay, fine. Let's do so here, right? Because here we're trying to get an edge on the casino. We're not trying to fit in with the public. You should be concerned about Jeff Horn's conditioning. Let me also point out, too, that I believe guys who are accustomed to being the bigger man in the ring, right, who are accustomed to coming in heavier than opponents, right? The weigh-ins the day before the fight. Guys who are accustomed to rehydrating. I'm just telling you, it becomes harder and harder the older you are. At 21, the pounds just fall off. Then you can rehydrate. Jeff Horn is 28 years old. 28. To me, his age might be one of the contributing factors to the idea that so close to the fight, he was that many pounds over the fight limit. Right? Let me also say, too, guys who are bigger than their opponents in the ring think they can physically maul their opponents. Right? I believe that these guys who yo-yo in weight, think Nonito Donaire, think Julio Cesar Chavez, right? I think they're much more likely to be in there trying to hit home runs than a guy who's always comfortably making weight. For those reasons, I'm going to disagree with some of the comments left to the early video. Many of you believe that Jeff Horn is going to win this fight by unanimous decision. Many of you, right? I'm just here to say, I know Funeka's 38 years old. He just beat a prodigy on the road. Right? These are the kind of crafty vets feeding on the unbeaten prodigies, the savants, so to speak, like Jeff Horn. Right? When you see a crafty vet who's always in shape against a young guy who's yo-yoing in weight, right, who's never fought a guy of this level of craftiness, neither fighter should be a 6-1 underdog. I like Funeka to win the fight at 6-1, hedged with Jeff Horn by KO. I think Jeff Horn is going to be in there. Bob Arum's going to be at the fight. There's talk about Jeff Horn being paired, perhaps, with Manny Pacquiao. I think unbeaten Jeff Horn is going to try to make an impression. He's also going to realize that he's on the clock because his conditioning is not where it should be. Expect a barn burner. That's how I see it. Funeka to win, hedged with Jeff Horn by KO. We'll see what happens. It is only a 10-round fight, as I've said earlier. I believe the shorter distance favors Funeka because of the uniqueness of his game. 6'1" at 147, tall fighter who's slick, pivoting around the pocket, things like that. Let's remember too, I believe the fight is in New Zealand, not Australia, right? While I expect Jeff Horn to have a lot more fans in the crowd than Ali Funeka, right? This fight isn't quite in Jeff Horn's backyard. Let's say it's on a house on the block, but not quite in Jeff Horn's backyard, right? The judges might be a bit demanding. Anyway, that's how I see it. Let me hear from you. I hope you leave your comments in the comment section to this video. Thanks for stopping by.